Wherever you put it.
Are you amending the agenda?
When I volunteer.
There was a date that
Okay.
was
Good evening. Good evening. It's Thursday, January 8th, 2026. This is the regular Fraser City Council meeting, and I'm calling it to order at 6:30 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Baranski.
Present.
Councilmember Fletcher. Councilmember Higgins.
Here.
Mayor Lesich.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Odell is absent. Councilmember Perry.
Here.
Councilmember Shornack.
Present.
That is a quorum, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to excuse Mayor Pro Tem Odell from the meeting tonight.
Second.
All right, motion by Mayor Lesich, second by Councilmember Baranski to excuse Mayor Pro Tem Odell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Member is excused. Item number 4, approval of the agenda. Councilmember Higgins.
I would like to make a motion to remove item under Section 8, new business, item number D from the agenda.
I second that motion.
Okay, a motion to remove item D, authorization to fill a DPS captain vacancy. I believe we want to postpone that till next month. Any comment? Well, actually, we don't need a comment, we just have to vote on it. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so item E is now item D, and I apologize tonight, I've been suffering from the crud for 2 weeks, so if I sound a little froggy, that's why. All right, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
My light's on.
Okay, Councilmember Baranski.
Everybody's lights are on. I think you guys went first. Go ahead.
So it was noted that at the last meeting in the consent agenda, we had the approval of the annual city council meeting schedule.
Yes.
Sorry. It was noted at the last meeting in the consent agenda, there was the approval for the annual city council meeting schedule. There was an incorrect date for May. It should have been May 14th as opposed to May 7th. I think there was a wrong copy that was going around and made it in the packets.
I'll bite that bullet.
Speaking with the attorney, he thought that it would be beneficial just to add that to the agenda for a correction.
Okay, we'll make that item 8D.
There you go. Got space.
Council date D. We're just going to.
Oh, you're gonna replace
We're going to
instead of-
replace that one that we had. So we now have 8D is now council regular meeting date schedule for 2026. All right, I would, Councilmember Baranski.
Yep. 2 things. I'm not sure if one has to be an agenda item or not because it's already 9A, but the library representative wanted to come and speak and possibly ask something done. Does that have to, like, do I have to make a separate agenda item for him to do that, or?
No, that would be fine.
Okay. Okay.
that's-
And then also I wanted to make, amend the agenda, so that'd be 8E, to add.
8F.
I'm sorry, 8F, yes, to make a proposal about RFPs for capital improvements in Steffens Park.
I'll second that.
Okay. All right, so right now, let's do item 8F. You have a motion to discussion. What was the topic, discussion?
Steffens Park capital, RFPs for Steffens Park capital improvements.
Okay. All right, all in favor of item 8F, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Councilmember Baranski, seconded by Councilmember Higgins to approve the amended agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. This is item number 5, citizen participation on agenda items. This is the portion of the meeting, if you can't stay to the end of the meeting and speak on your particular item, this is when you come up and talk about things that are on the new business or returning business. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on agenda items only at this time? Seeing none, I will move on to item 6, consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Seconded.
I did not make the motion, I just said,
Just kidding.
make the motion.
I should make a motion to approve the city council meetings from December 11th, 2025.
Actually, just make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Woo!
Second.
I'll get it eventually.
You
There
will,
go.
you will, you're doing fine.
Meeting 2.
First one's always
Motion by
better.
Councilmember Fletcher, seconded by Councilmember Higgins to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 7, closed session. I would like to make a motion to go into closed session for strategy discussion with legal counsel regarding negotiations related to a collective bargaining agreement.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mayor Lesich, second by Councilmember Baranski to go into a closed session for a strategy discussion with legal counsel regarding negotiations related to a collective bargaining agreement. Roll call, please.
Baranski.
Yes.
Fletcher.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Lesich.
Yes?
Odell. Absent. Perry.
Yes.
Shornack.
Yes.
We're in closed session at 6:36.
At 6:36.
Thank you, sir.
No, you're fine.
Cozy over here.
It is now 7:32 PM. We are returned from the closed session. Sorry for the delay, folks. We will now move on to 8A, Public Hearings 2026 CDBG Nonprofit. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot one thing. I would like to make a motion to ratify the tentative agreement with the TPOAM Clerical Unit.
Second.
Okay. Any comment by council? Any member of the audience like to speak on this? All right, motion by Mayor Lessig, second by Councilmember Shornack to ratify the tentative agreement with the TPOAM Clerical Unit. Do we need a roll call or just say? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. All right, now, I got ahead of myself. Item 8A, Public Hearing 2026 CDBG Nonprofit Allocation. City Manager, introduce this, and then I will take us into public hearing.
So as you all may be aware, annually, we have funding that we receive through the county for community development block grant. This is federal funding that passes through the county to the city. For this public hearing, we are talking about the, sorry, just a second here. This is for the nonprofit funding requests. We have some representatives here from organizations that are looking to request funding from the city. And for the public hearing, you would open the public hearing and make note of the time, and that would be an opportunity for when recipients are able to come up and address council and request any funding. During the public hearing, it is just to provide an opportunity for the public to make those requests. You would close the public hearing, and then that would be an opportunity where council can have discussion and make decisions about which organizations they choose to fund.
Thank you. All right. I will now open the public hearing at 7:34 PM. And we have several members of the audience. I don't have a particular list in order, so whoever would like to come up first can come and give your presentation.
Yep.
Yes, right there. Make sure the microphone's on and talk right directly into it. Works better that way so we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Or the Mike Nazi will come out.
Hello, how are you? My name is Rashandra Hegler. I am the Senior Director of Residential Services at Turning Point. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about Turning Point, who has been providing safe places and spaces for families fleeing violence since 1980. Across our programs, Turning Point has served about 18 Fraser residents. Turning Point's emergency shelter program is a safe haven for survivors of domestic violence and sexual violence, and it provides immediate safety, crisis intervention, and resources to families trying to establish basic safety. The project is a multifaceted approach to ending the cycle of violence for families. Turning Point's 2 shelter case managers meet with every shelter resident within 24 hours of their arrival to develop individualized case plans, help them with their goals. And when survivors arrive on the weekend, of course, they would meet with a case manager on the very following Monday. Our services provide literacy, immigration help, credit repair, supportive counseling for domestic and sexual violence after leaving shelter. The emergency shelter develops collaborations and linkages to multiple systems and organizations and businesses and churches that can help survivors also maintain their safety after leaving shelter. There is strong evidence which states that improving survivors' knowledge of access to community resources leads to a higher quality of life and less risk of re-abuse over time. Turning Point continues to provide comprehensive services to children while in shelter after they leave. Children in shelter receive crisis support, tutorial, education assistance, safety planning, recreation activities 7 days a week, a day camp that we run all through the summer. Many of our children keep in contact with us for many months after leaving shelter, and we have a crisis advocate who works with the children and teens in shelter and follows them after they leave shelter to continue offering services. Turning Point Shelter Facility is completely handicap accessible. It has increased educational indoor and outdoor play areas for children, teens, private sleep-in facilities, bathroom facilities, multi-purpose rooms that function as a dining room and family activity area, private dedication counseling spaces, and spaces where individuals are able to practice their individual worship in private, and those sorts of things. Turning Point is requesting $2,500 to fund shelter meals, basic needs, crisis intervention, case management, child care program advocacy and support, and information groups. Thank you for your time and
So your request is 2,500.
yes,
Thank you.
$2,500.
Thank you very much. You do good work.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Next. Yeah, we usually just take the money. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name's Nicole King, and I'm the Executive Director at Care House. Care House is Macomb County's Child Advocacy Center. So we have our main office located in Mount Clemens and then a satellite office located in Warren. Care House is the only agency in Macomb County that offers comprehensive services to child victims of sexual abuse, physical abuse, or kids who have witnessed a violent act, as well as their non-offending family members. Our goal is to minimize the trauma to child victims and provide coping skills, advocacy, and case management for the family. We collaborate with all the law enforcement jurisdictions in Macomb County, Child Protective Services, the Macomb County Prosecutor's Office, and the medical and mental health professionals. Care House gives forensically sound, fact-gathering, developmentally appropriate interviews to children with allegations of abuse, while the investigative team is observing through a closed-circuit TV. This helps reduce the trauma, so kids only have to tell their story one time. But their family will also receive information, support, and guidance while the Care House team walks them through every step of the way. These services include crisis counseling, child safety and trauma assessments, trauma-focused therapy groups, assistance with crime victim compensation, interpretation, transportation, ongoing case management, and access to medical exams. As the designated counsel in Macomb County for the Michigan Children's Trust Fund, Care House also offers child abuse prevention information and education to children in schools. Families are never charged for the services they receive at Care House, and we provide services to all the referred families, not all referred children and non-offending family members. And we're proud to report that in our most recent financial audit, 89 cents of every dollar that comes into Care House is specifically devoted to serving children and their families. In 2024, we conducted 620 forensic interviews, and 3 of those families resided here in Fraser. And then last year in 2025, we conducted 595 forensic interviews, and 1 of those families resided in Fraser. We depend on support from the community to provide a voice for these child victims and a safe place for them to be heard. We're always grateful for your past support and respectfully request your consideration for funding this year in the amount of $2,000. That would support services for 3 qualifying families. But we are incredibly grateful for anything that is allocated to us. For more information, visit our brand-new website, and I can answer any questions if needed.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Appreciate it. Appreciate your work. Next.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sherry Warnock, and I am a volunteer coordinator at Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers, or IVC. With over half of Macomb County residents age 40 or older and 25% of county residents age 60 and older, this large group of seniors needs extra support services due to changes that come with aging, chronic health conditions, or disabilities. At the same time, family structures are changing, often leaving seniors with nobody nearby to help. For over 30 years, our nonprofit organization has been providing free basic assistance to hundreds of frail, older, and physically challenged adults, helping them remain safely in their homes with the help of hundreds of volunteers. This assistance helps with transportation, chores, respite breaks, errands, reducing loneliness, and these opportunities provide fulfilling experiences for those who wish to volunteer, as well as the support for those who need it. The CDBG Safe at Home project of IVC is part of our larger chore and repair program. The project was developed to provide additional chore and repair services in communities that allocate funding for that purpose. Safe at Home allows us to assist low to moderate income seniors and physically challenged adults with indoor and outdoor chores, minor home repairs, and routine housekeeping. We identify individuals who cannot do these tasks on their own and have limited resources and prioritize those with the greatest need. We are requesting CDBG funds to increase the number of low-income citizens that we can reach to grow our program, as well as to coordinate the volunteers who do those services. IVC provides almost 20,000 hours of help over all of its services to nearly 500 people in need each year. With CDBG funding, we expect to complete 50 chore and repair tasks in Fraser in the current funding year, and even more in the next coming year. With our outreach efforts increasing, we are confident that additional CDBG funding will allow us to assist even more residents of Fraser with this much-needed service. We regularly get phone calls and notes of thanks for the things that our volunteers do. They often go above and beyond, like if they show up to fix a screen door or to fix a running toilet, this volunteer noticed a screen door was sticking as well, and he fixed that while he was there. So they're seeing eyes on things that need to happen. Another volunteer stepped in for someone that she visits regularly who had to go to the hospital, and she did some chores around the house and took care of her cats and things that needed to be done while she was there. Other examples of help through this project may be replacing locks, washing windows, raking leaves, housekeeping, installing smoke alarms. There's lots of things that can be covered with the CDBG. With this funding, the Safe at Home project can continue to grow, and assistance can be granted to a variety of low-income Fraser senior citizens and disabled adults. So thank you to the City Council for your consideration. Any dollar amount is granted is greatly appreciated in our program, and we hope to continue to partner with you going forward. And if you know of any seniors who need the help, please send them our way. And if you know of anyone who wants to volunteer, we're always looking for that too. They can go to our website at ivcinfo.org or give us a call at our office. Are there any questions I can answer?
No, thank you. Any questions? Yeah, we have a question.
Okay.
Did you say you think with this allocation, you're expecting to do 50 chore and repair?
We already are in the current
in
funding
Fraser.
year with the money you gave us last year.
You're in Fraser, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard
Yes.
that number correct.
We're anticipating increasing it to 64 in the next funding year with the money we're asking for.
So that's a I did some math, some quick math. So that's like $57 per for Fraser, $57 per chore.
Per chore, and we're actually reducing that too, because the way that the funding is, we have to count it now. It's the hours we spend coordinating the volunteers and following up with the clients and that sort of thing.
I think that's pretty good when you think about when I have anybody come out to any house these days, for whether it's for I work as a real estate agent, so whether it's for a client or for myself, you're paying $100 every time. To have someone come to your house is $100 mentally, for me at least. Yeah, exactly. So I think $57.
Our volunteers are great.
It's an excellent return on our investment. Thank you.
Can I just ask an example, hypothetical? So let's say we have a resident there's in their 70s, they can't cut their grass. And the city is saying you need to cut your grass. Could they use a service like this if they simply couldn't do it or couldn't afford to do it?
Unfortunately, because lawn mowing is like a weekly thing and we don't have enough people available to help that often, and a lot of times you can't, the average person can't put a lawnmower in their car, so the client has to have an operating lawnmower. You know, we don't have like trucks with equipment. We're talking, your next door neighbors. So lawn mowing is a little trickier.
What about, old shrub removal, overgrown, things like
Sure.
that? That can be, something, those kind of things are what's
Sure.
possible.
The
Okay.
kind of tools you can throw in your car, a lot of people could trim shrubs because they have the hedge trimmers.
Gotcha.
Or even small tree limbs and things, but.
Thank you.
Lawn mowing gets a little trickier.
I hope someone out there's watching and says, I could use that service. Thank
That
you.
would be great.
Okay. Next.
I'll take care of it. No problem. I got it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Krista Carpenter, and I am the Executive Director of Hearts for Homes. Hearts for Homes is a nonprofit based here in Mount Clemens who helps children and their working families find or keep sustainable housing in our county. Currently, the rent for a two-bedroom apartment in Macomb County is roughly between $1,200 and $1,500 a month. And so with our assistance, we can help with a portion of the security deposit when moving into a new place. And in some cities in the county, we can help with eviction prevention when they're getting behind in their rent. Last year, we helped 45 families, which equates to about 91 children. And that was both keeping them in their house and finding new sustainable, safe housing for them to live in. This year, we're asking Fraser to help us with $1,000, which would get someone moved into a new place. For the last 2 years, we have saved up some of our county CDBG dollars and moved in 2 families every year. They end up being our fourth quarter family move-ins. It's a lucky thing that we've been able to achieve. And so this year, we decided to come out and ask you directly so that we could help a family in the community possibly move in or stay where they are. Mine is short and sweet.
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
On the security deposits, so if they move out, do you get the
Nope, that becomes their eggshell.
Okay.
They can, we always encourage our clients to take very good care of the apartment they're in so that they can get that reimbursed directly to them and use it towards their next. We usually help with about $1,000. Some cities, we are able to allocate up to $1,200 towards it. But with the rent being, even if your rent is $1,500 a month, most security deposits are a month and a half, and then your first month's rent. So you're looking at $3,500 to move in, and $1,000 or $1,200 can take a little bit of that stress and pressure off of that, just to get into a new place with your family.
Okay.
So that's our goal.
I have one other question from Councilmember Bransky.
Yeah, a couple things. One, I see you have a couple fundraisers on this flyer.
We do at the bottom.
Is this something that we can get published to advertise, whether you get money from us tonight or not?
Yep.
I certainly want to obviously promote a fundraiser for what sounds like an absolutely wonderful organization. And I guess more for myself. So how long have you been around and like?
So Hearts for Homes became a 501c3 in 2016 with us helping our first client in 2017. That first client being the only client that they helped in 2017. We are a small sort of grassroots. We function primarily on private donors. And so we have gradually gotten much larger, and then helping 54 families last year and 45 this year at the end of November. What I did provide for you is our year-end newsletter. I do these quarterly to get sent out to our mailing list. But what it provides is basic numbers on where their money is being used, and then there's a story about a family. So you can see Maya and Paris's family there. We moved them in September, I believe September. And then underneath are fundraisers. Yes, if you know of anybody who wants to play euchre, or if you're a golfer, please come and join us. Our website, the golf outing will be public in March. We have a great turnout. We have a lot of fun. Even if you don't golf, come out. We have a big raffle that we have, and yeah, come out and see us. I didn't get to go this year. I fell and broke my legs. So I'm excited for this year's too.
And where is the golf outing at?
It is at Cracklewood.
Oh, it's Cracklewood. Okay, I see
Yep.
it on the card there. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I don't think so. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Next, is there anyone else? Oh, is that it? All right, I thought there was one more. All right, I will now close the public hearing at 7:53 PM and open the discussion to possibly allocating funds. Councilmember Higgins.
Thank you guys all for coming and, promoting your organizations. It sounds like you guys do a ton of good work. Elaine, question for you. There's a bunch of orgs in this packet, not just the folks who came. Those were the ones who were here requesting money specifically from Fraser. But the other orgs in the packet, like Maggie's Wigs for Kids, was that whole packet was what they're asking for from like the county executive's office or Macomb County as a whole?
No, so not every organization that's authorized to seek CDBG money seeks it from every community.
Right.
In the past, they sought it here, sometimes they didn't. So there's a list. The ones that are listed here are the ones that asked Fraser for some of their allocation.
So my question is why do we see Maggie's Wigs for Kids? And just as a question, I'm going.
They put something, if they asked for it.
But they didn't ask
County.
for. They didn't ask for. They asked it for the county.
For other
And the county-
other like Warren
So we're
and
seeing
Cinco
all. We're
Shores.
seeing the countywide asks.
Yes,
As well.
yes, you're seeing them all. But you're going to see there's a hole under Fraser. There's no request there.
Right. Right. No, I was just.
Yeah, they are vetted by the county as being, they can accept these funds.
Right. And the county does an excellent job. In
They vet,
curating.
all these organizations have been vetted, so yeah.
Right. I would, go far as to say all of these organizations are very well known for their work and do tremendous work in the community. They're crowd pleasers because everybody loves and supports these organizations. I will just point out, they're not here in this packet, but Maggie's Wigs for Kids in particular, if you've been following the news at all, Matt Hall and his caucus in the State House, and we're nonpartisan, so I'm not going to say which caucus that is, recently unilaterally used a loophole in an appropriations committee rule to strip funding from Maggie's Wigs for Kids, along with a number of other projects. And these were district projects. Some people call them, pork projects, but this is really our tax dollars coming home because the state of Michigan has continually chipped away at revenue sharing. And district projects are how we get our own tax dollars back. And I think Weeks for Kids is an excellent organization. So if you are just hearing this for the first time, you should reach out to our House member, Elisa St. Germain, and express how you feel about this issue. Luckily, our Attorney General has, decided that the way this was done was unconstitutional. So, but I just wanted to let everyone know that was happening.
Okay. Councilmember Shornick.
So keeping in mind that unfortunately we can't break this up as much as we'd like to because we have to do it in $2,000 increments, so it has to be 2,000 and above, correct?
All right, well, our city attorney is questioning
Oh,
that
thank
basic
heaven.
rule that I've thought was a law forever, because it's written there that that's how we have to do it, but
We have a difference of opinion at the table here, everyone.
I'll let the lawyer win if you want
That's
me
why
to.
I wanted
I
clarification
don't,
before I
don't want to
make.
win because August has dealt with this more than I have. But if you read the language and if you look at the allocations throughout the packet, communities are allocating much less than 2,000 at times. Just look at Washington Township. Look at some of the other places that are in your packet countywide. And if you read the language on the county sheet, it says in the aggregate. So what they're saying is if all the communities don't give at least 2,000 total to the group doesn't get anything, and the money goes back into the housing or rehabilitation fund or whatever they called it. So that's how I'm reading it. But August is right.
I like
In the
how
last-
he's reading it.
In
I'm
the
telling
last
you,
couple
I like that.
agendas, we did say it had to be in a $2,000 increment. But to me, the lawyer part of me says that doesn't make any sense because we don't have $2,000,
Yes.
even number money to give out. So
Even some of the requests, there was one that's 1890.
Exactly. So they don't understand it to be a $2,000 minimum. I don't believe it to be a $2,000 minimum. If I'm wrong, we'll have to undo that, or if, I'd hate for that to happen either. But the language in the packet from the county is pretty clear to me. It's as long as they get 2,000 from everybody they ask, then they've got enough to go forward with the funding.
They get an average of
So-
2,000.
Not an average, they have to get at least 2. If they only get 1,900 because no communities gave them anything except 1, then the 1,900 doesn't go to them, it goes back into the fund
So a minimum of 2,000
from everybody.
total.
Okay.
Cumulative.
So for clarification, Mr. Denault, you are now stating that it doesn't have to be in increments of $2,000.
That is how I read all of the materials that have been presented to you, yes. And I think, I'll defer to these groups, but if they were asking for less than 2,000, then they've come in uninformed, thinking, they believe they can ask you for 200, because they know that's how the program works.
That makes sense. Huge. 'Cause I'm like, we don't have enough for the fourth that are here.
I mean, if you'd like to give us 2,000 each.
We don't have
Yes, absolutely.
We only have 7,750. I'm literally like, can we go in our pocket?
Right,
We want to help one family.
Yeah.
right.
We plan on getting, 500 from another county.
Yep. We got it. Are you doing the math, Patrice?
I'm doing the math, yeah.
motion.
I'm just
Math
making.
is mathin'.
Hey, give us a
I'm
moment
math-
here.
Usually does.
Math is happening.
Yes, because that's why I asked for clarification, because I always thought that was super stupid, but we'll see. So, obviously, I am a proponent of, I like actually all of them, because last year, I think we gave for Wigs for Kids, but I also like when organizations want to come here and to ask for our support. So I know that Care House and Turning Point definitely have always been a huge proponent of helping our residents and in very important ways. Not that the others are not important, I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying that those ones are very impactful to our community in a huge way. So let's see here. It's just dividing up what everybody wanted. Hold on a minute. Bear with me one second, because I just want to go back to what the actual amounts were, so that I'm not.
I have them right here if you need it.
I'm not a
Turning
math.
Point was 2,500.
Yeah, I already had that for the.
Care House,
Oh, no,
2K. Hearts for Homes, 1K.
It's going to be,
IBC was 2,880.
Yeah, we're not.
depending how she
Yeah, so hold on.
Bam.
And there was McCrest on there. but they didn't show it.
Well, that's why usually
And then that would be 2. I think that would be right.
and then whatever's left. Sometimes we leave some out. Because we only have 7,750.
Yeah.
We're going to have like, what, 1,000
I think that's right. Hold on, I'm going to actually double check.
if you did.
Hey, do you?
'Cause I have it written out like 5 times for 5 different amounts.
It's in the agenda item thing.
13.
Unless that number's wrong
13.
too. Page 13.
Page 13.
Okay, that will work out. Okay, so I make a motion then to allocate 2,500 to Care House, 2,500 to Turning Point, 1,750 to Interfaith, and 1,000 to Hearts and Homes. Hearts for Homes, sorry. That should be 1,750. That should be 7,750. Is that math right?
Could you repeat those, please?
Yes. 25 to Care House, 25 to Turning Point, 1,750 to Interfaith, and 1,000 to Hearts for Homes.
You have $50 left?
Well, I did 1,750 because it's.
1,750, you did. Sorry, yeah. I second the motion.
Real quick, Care House is asking for 2. Are you just, not that I'm not willing to give them more, if they're only asking for 2, would we be able to put that 500 elsewhere, or?
Yes.
Do you want, are we able
Well, no,
to?
I'm not,
No, I know.
This isn't anything against Care
What about if
House.
we give to?
Wigs for Kids?
No, we can't. Wigs for Kids isn't asking from us.
That doesn't mean we can't allocate it to them, though.
MCREST did ask, right?
Oh,
No, I was going to say Hearts for Homes.
you want to do 1,500 for Hearts for Homes? All right, well then,
Modify, I'll withdraw my second.
okay.
I'm saying, what I was saying, suggesting is, not that these places aren't deserving of more, but if they're only asking for those amounts, and then the little we extra have after we hit those numbers, we split to the other ones, or.
Oh, the 500
You know what I'm
amongst the
saying?
other four. Okay,
Yes.
that's fine, too.
Just so it's,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
not giving
Everyone
so,
got what they.
Yeah, well, okay.
That's fair.
sorry,
the math.
Patrice.
You get to do the math then.
That's fair.
Was-
Because we don't want to pull one out that, of the.
Don't have a motion that's seconded right now.
Well, She
Yeah.
withdrew her motion, and I'm, yeah.
Or is clear.
Okay, the floor is clear. Thank you.
So then what are you proposing?
Well,
Take your balance and divide it between the balance, the other people.
of the others.
I wouldn't mind giving McCrest some money.
No, right, yeah.
They serve this community.
Yeah.
They do.
why don't we just
I absolutely agree. Again, we have tons of different good ones, okay?
Care-
All right, so then for Care House, you want to do 2,000, which is what they were asking for. For Turning Point, you want to do the 2,500.
That's 45.
That's 45, right?
Hudson Homes, 1,000.
Yep.
That's 55.
And then I still wanted to do 1,750 for the interfaith. Are you good with that still or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then,
And take the extra 500 that's left,
yep, and you want it to go to
divide it
McRest.
between Grass and Snow and MCrest.
Okay, you want it to go
And
Grass and
everyone
Snow and
is-
McRest?
That asked for it from us.
Okay,
Because there might be a reason they didn't come.
that's
I
fine.
don't know.
It's a choice
County
thing
short program.
for the people who can't do it. So,
Covers the,
But we're giving some people less than their requests.
well, only one less
Only
than
one.
the request, which is interfaith.
Right. Couldn't we just give the 500 to Interfaith because they are here and it's still less than? I-
we,
when you say we-
absolutely, yep.
I would prefer to do that because they are here.
Then who do you want to remove, Grass and Snow or McRest?
Both.
Or do you want to
Both.
pick the
It'd have to be
1,000 and put it to,
I would like to give it to Interfaith
so do you want to give,
because they're here.
okay, so you want to do
I think MCrest does some great work.
2 to Care House, 25 to Turning Point, 2,750 to Interfaith, and 1,000.
2250, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, 2250, 2250, you're
Good
correct.
catch.
2250 to Interfaith, and then 1,000 to Hearts and Homes. Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
George.
Whatever you guys want.
Yes.
Okay,
I wanted
one
to-
more time for
When you were doing that at
clarification.
first, I thought you were getting everybody what their request was. I would like to get them as close to the request as possible.
Okay. So again, we're going to do 2,000 to Care House, 25 to Turning Point, 2,250 to Interfaith, and 1,000 to Hearts for Homes.
Yes.
Is that a motion?
That is my motion. Is everybody okay with that, those numbers?
I seconded it.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right. Motion by Shornack, Councilmember Shornack, seconded by Councilmember Bransky. Anyone in the audience like to speak on this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much for coming
And
in.
thank you for all your hard
Thank
work for our
you.
community and others.
Thank you.
Please feel free to leave information out there for folks to take if you have extra stuff, so they know that your services are here.
Okay. Item 8B, 2026 Poverty Exemption Policy. City Manager, thank you.
Right. So annually, prior to the March Board of Review, the assessor updates the poverty exemption policy and guidelines. This is for the March, July, and December Board of Review. It's for people that are not able to financially pay for their taxes. The poverty exemption policy and guidelines is in compliance with the federal and state law. The values are set by the federal government. The application is also included in your packet for your review. What we are looking for tonight is approval of this updated 2026 poverty exemption policy and guidelines.
All right, I'll just go ahead and I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 2026 Poverty Exemption Policy Guidelines for the City of Fraser.
Second.
And who was second? That Chris? Okay. All right, any other comments by council? Any comments from the audience? So motion by Mayor Lesich, seconded by Councilmember Shornack to adopt the 2026 poverty exemption policy and guidelines. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Item number 8C, working foreman position. Rob, Joe, come on up.
Good evening and Happy New Year, Mayor and Council. For our newly elected officials, this is Joe Gregory, the Public Works Supervisor. Before you is a request from the Public Works Department requesting to fill the working foreman position to oversee daily crew activities. Assessed with management duties, the working foreman will function as a field supervisor, providing on-the-job supervision, assisting crews on projects, procuring supplies, equipment, managing motor pool and facilities maintenance. This position will work closely with Joe to ensure that all the work meets department industrial standards, and they'll serve as relief for this Joe when needed. That's a brief paragraph. During our budget sessions, we went into a great detail about the needs for this, and this was a approved item into the budget, so we went forward. We spent a lot of times negotiating with the union, and this will be a union position. They agreed to having a working foreman that could do both functions. It's currently in the Teamster contract. I did provide some facts together for our new council members that I might have covered during our budget sessions, but with that, I'm open for questions about this position and requesting to fill it.
Okay, we have two lights on. I think Councilmember Shornack was first.
Oh, I was making the motion to approve the foreman position.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's great. I know you've been working on this for a very long time. Just a couple quick questions. Senior Activity Center is an enterprise fund, so you would be allocating or taking some of that money from, not Senior Activity Center,
Senior housing.
Yes.
senior apartments, yes, I apologize.
We took that all out last budget. Yes, senior housing has its own designated account numbers, and so
Well, it does.
we're performing activities
Actually, it's
there.
in here, building and grounds senior housing. So we would be you would be allocating 10% of the cost of this employee to that?
Yes.
Okay.
And those, just for further clarification, those percentages are broke down after years of studying where your efforts are made, so we can accurately charge the proper accounts.
It looks pretty fair to me. I just wanted to make sure that we would be taking some of the money out of those enterprise funds, like in water and sewer as well, so.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any member of council have any questions on this position? It's been a long time.
Not on the position, but when we're done with the vote, can I just ask a quick question?
Nope.
It's a quick question.
I have a question about that, though, just following up on the mayor. Are we able to reallocate yearly the allocation for the fund? So in other words, if we find that, in fact, they're spending more time doing senior housing or something, so that we really are maximizing our recovery, we're not set in stone with this, right?
That is not set in stone. It is typically set for the budget year, so this winter, Joe and I and the team will make a determination where these allocations are. They don't, there's not much difference between years, but we always look at them.
Yeah.
Decide if this.
Anything we can do to make sure it's not coming out of the general fund.
Very good. Any member of the audience like to speak on this? All right, we have a motion and a second. Motion by Councilmember Shornack, second by Councilmember Bransky to fill the working foreman position. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Make it
Quick question,
happen.
really quick, since you're in the hot seat anyway. You know how it was, all the snow melted and it was raining and everything? Just because of, we just did in my area, the Venetian Village, we were doing the drains and everything. Is there anybody who goes out and makes sure, because apparently the residents don't seem to care, but there was literally, it was flooding because the basins were all covered because the lap pickup didn't get picked up because a lot of people just raked them in there and didn't pay attention to the schedule. So they were covering the drains, and so there was just a ton of water, and then it froze.
So
So I'm just asking if anybody actually goes out from DPW when those weird things happen, like weather-wise, where like super thaw, super froze, like all in 24 hours.
yeah,
That was not me.
I was like,
we got literally caught in the perfect storm, and it's
Exactly.
always tough. You want to extend the leaf season as late as you can, but then you have the moment where everything frees up and everything's out there. I do know we make efforts, but I think Joe could probably share some details of whatever.
okay, I'll get it from you later. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I know it was an anomaly, but it was kind of a train wreck, so I was just wondering. I'll talk to you later about it. I'll email you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Item number 8D, council regular meeting date. And this is city manager.
Well,
City clerk,
the list
whoever
that was
wants to take it over
approved
there.
had a typo. It said May 7th by by the rules. It should have been May 14th. Got through everybody until afterwards. So I think a motion to amend that meeting schedule to the May date to May 14th would be appropriate just to cover everything.
So moved. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilmember Higgins, second by Councilmember Bransky, to amend the city council regular meeting schedule of 2026 to reflect a May 14th date instead of a May 7th date as originally passed. All in favor? Anyone in the audience like to speak on this? Anyone on the council? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
You?
Item number 8E, election commission appointment.
So this is another, our charter says that you have to appoint an election commissioner from council at least 15 days before the election. That doesn't make much sense. So every other community, they just appoint them for every year, and that's how it goes. If you are appointed to the election commission, you get to attend 2 to 3, 15, maybe 8 to 15-minute meetings a year. Usually we try to schedule them before the council meetings, and you have to watch the public accuracy test. You do get to approve the list of election workers and the minutes from the previous meeting. That's basically the entire agenda for those. But you do get firsthand knowledge of how the election machines work and the testing procedures, and you get to watch us do it. So.
Okay. Would anyone like to volunteer for that job?
I volunteer, Ms. Fletcher, as
I
tribute.
volunteered myself.
Well, there you
Second.
go.
Oh, you're way
volunteer
too
her as
excited,
tribute.
Councilwoman.
Listen,
I-
just like, dang it, let me enjoy this for now. When it gets boring, well, we'll deal with that then.
I will make a motion to nominate Councilmember Fletcher to be the Election Commission appointee from the City Council.
Second.
All right, motion by Mayor Leshes, second by Councilmember Baranski. Anyone in the audience like to speak on this? Will you accept if,
Yeah, absolutely.
since you nominated yourself? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations.
We'll see how I feel later.
You'll be fine.
I know.
It's me, you, and the attorney.
I already have a good time, man. It's
Hey,
been fun.
you'll be in the room where it happens.
All right, item 8F.
Anyone can come.
This is a discussion of the RFP for Steffens for capital improvements.
Yes, I had asked for this to be on the agenda. I wasn't able to be at the last meeting, and during that, there was some conversation about the fact that Steffens hasn't had any improvements in a long time. I mean, it has, that's not fair. I was going to say, there was conversation about the fact that there hadn't been and that council hadn't made motions to do improvements. And so I wanted to make a motion to have Rob do RFPs, hoping that the DPW can do some of the work, because it's some of the, I'm going to call it facelift type things, getting the baseball diamonds up to, you know what I'm talking about, so that we could, the Parks and Rec has been amazing at getting programming, and I envision that if we had the fields, he could have kickball and softball and have those. So that's my thought, is that fixing up those areas, I'm not talking about spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Obviously, there will be an expense, some of which you need to outsource, but some of which you could do. So I was hoping, I know you guys have a lot going on, but I wanted to put it on your agenda to try to get some spring improvements. That's what the purpose of the agenda item was. So that's my motion. I know it was super wordy, but to do an RFP for refreshment of Steffens Park, focusing probably on the ball diamonds and related.
And they are used.
Yeah.
I know my daughter's kickball team that they have, they come up here and use them, and I know that I've seen several teams that just use our fields, even though they're not great for practice. So, and we did the tennis courts, and they came up with their own pickleball team. So that's why I said, we build it, they will come.
Yeah.
I like this. Rob, I would defer to Rob to what are the
Yeah.
best, what are the most impactful things we can actually accomplish, and how can we give you direction to make that happen?
Yep.
Thank you, Mayor. That's a great question and a great recommendation, and we've had discussions with the city manager about addressing the baseball fields this spring, and we wouldn't have to put an RFP. We can do that in-house with our crews. We would just have to purchase, it's called, there's a technical term, but it's ball field grade material that we could spread out and redress that. But there's a laundry list of tiny things we could do, which was on a capital improvement plan that I don't have in front of me. We can even talk about it more at the strategic session.
Awesome.
But there's items that we would like direction. We did some work and effort on determining how much it would cost to do the fences or do different items out there, and everything was put on hold. And I know exactly where you're coming from when they're talking about a redesign, so you don't want to do a lot of investment. But there is some low-hanging fruit, and I will bring that list on a capital improvement plan at the strategic planning session. And if, once we get a feel of where the council is, who's representing the residents and what they want, we can move forward and actually put that into the budget of these smaller items that we can do. This year, we didn't have a decision on what items wanted to be improved, but City Manager Levin and myself made a decision. We put a stipend of, there's $200,000 there, and that's what we're going to use to purchase the ball field grade dirt.
Perfect, yeah, so, because my thought process is, even with the master plan, or I forget what you called it, that's years down the road, and maybe decades down the road, and I would never want to just leave it. We should have done it sooner. We absolutely should have. We've talked about it, so this is something that will have immediate effect. And the only other thing, just so you already know what we're talking about, the playground park mulch in all the parks, throwing that into, I don't know whether it just needs to be raked or if it now needs to be done again. We did it, I think, 2 years ago, but that would be another thing that we had immediate, positive response, and it needs it. So these kind of upkeep that, I know we talked about it, but I'm just like, let's go, and let's take a vote, and if 4 don't want to do it, that's one thing, but I am 100% in favor of improving the fences and getting, the tennis courts, amazing.
Do they have a machine, though, that turns over the wood chips? Instead of manually doing it? Is there a tractor or something that, because I mean, I know for the longest time at Fort Fraser that was a problem. Well, I know that's a little more intricate because there's a lot of bobbing and weaving. But in the general, and where all the parks we've improved, there's a lot of space in there, a lot more space than normal. And I know we always have our volunteer go clean up the park and stuff like that. But it's almost like whenever I take my grandkids to the park, I feel like I want to bring a rake, and I'm always sitting there with my shoe pushing stuff down into the holes and everything. So is there a machine or something that can do that?
Not that I'm aware of. We do send crews out
They
to
could make
clean
some
that
money.
up, clean the volleyball courts up, clean all the safety mulch is what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
safety
there,
mulch,
so.
thank you.
No, but that does make a big difference when they blew in that new safety mulch at Fort Fraser and other areas.
So my motion is for you to bring that stuff back, and I'm going to vote for it, especially now that I know there's already money there.
To just restate, is at the strategic session, we could bring out a mix of fixes and maybe have some consensus and direction of what you want, and then we can put a little more work into it, bring it back to you at our budget sessions for it to be approved, and we can move forward with these things.
I like
That would
it.
be next week then?
Yep.
Perfect. I will
would we-
withdraw my motion
I
because
don't
you're.
really think we need a motion. If I think you've been talking about wanting to do some of these things anyway, so you've got a list in your head you're going to be writing on the way home. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say next week, so.
I have, it's beyond a list, it's written out on our capital improvement plan, sitting there, so it's going to take a little effort, very little effort to bring it to you next Wednesday night.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, item number 9A, Library Subcommittee Report.
Yes, so two things. One, Mr. Sutherland, the president of the library board, is here to speak. And also just, I don't know if you'll bring this up or not, but we are getting ready to have another meeting. We just got a email. I don't know, Patrice, if you saw it yet. So we'll hopefully have more to
It had to be today because I
It
was in my email yesterday, so.
So we'll have another meeting between now and the next meeting. And that, otherwise, there's no information about the bond issue, because I think Mr. Sutherland's here about the parking lot issue. And
Both.
Okay, oh, okay, perfect, okay. So
I'm done with, no, I'm done.
I'm gonna yield the floor to you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Jim Sutherland on behalf of the Fraser Public Library. Thanks for the opportunity to come bring a couple things before you this evening. Like Ms. Baranski said, that was basically what I was going to talk about. Is there's a doodle poll out for the three of you that are on the bond committee. We get that back as soon as possible to Director McDowell. We can go ahead and hopefully set this bond meeting up for next week or the week after. And, we're pretty comfortable that we have everything you've given us so far answered. So hopefully you guys will, have some more ideas for us or like what we've got, and we can go ahead and push forward with the bond process. And the second thing is the catch basin in the parking lot. We met Tuesday night, a couple nights ago, to review the bids that we had. We looked at them and we decided to adjourn the meeting because we wanted to get some more information from DPW and the bid that they gave us. So we directed Director McDowell to send an email out to Ms. Levin. And I just got to step back and say thank you so much. I mean, it was an incredible turnaround, guys. I mean, we had the meeting on Tuesday night. By Wednesday afternoon, the next day, we had everything we requested from her already back in our emails. And it's just like, I would be having a different conversation with you guys tonight if it wasn't for her quick response. So because of her quick response, we can go ahead and we've scheduled another meeting now for Monday, the 12th, this coming Monday, at 6 o'clock. And we're going to go over all the bids that we have, and we're going to make a final decision on Monday. So it looks like we're going to be able to, Mr. Mayor, keep the deadline that you gave us as far as January 15th goes.
Fantastic.
Let's see. So after that, we're going to be pulling the bid. I guess we're looking for some information from council or some guidance when it comes to the bid process. Because some of our board members understand the bid process. I really don't, but they do. But they've never had to get do something like this, a permit from Fraser. So Ms. Levin or somebody had some guidance for how we do that exactly, or can send me somewhere where I can read how to do it.
I would.
Are you talking about the bid process, or are you talking
I'm
about
sorry.
the permit process?
Permit process.
You just need to come to the building department and they will walk you through it.
Oh, that's it?
That's it?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
You're going to sign your name on it,
Yeah, I know.
and you're responsible.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Not personally, though, don't worry.
We will help.
Hope not.
No.
Our qualified team will be waiting to assist you.
Perfect. I appreciate it. We appreciate it as a board.
We appreciate you.
Okay, that's what I have, short and sweet.
All right.
Thank you.
Very much.
Perfect.
Appreciate it. And have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
All right, item number 11, report of mayor and city council. Report of city administration. I got ahead of myself.
No problem. I don't have much to report. It's been just a bit of a crazy busy week with just a lot of general inquiries and working on things. I did have a meeting with a new sales representative with Comcast, and we just kind of discussed some of the changes that we've made in the last year with the fiber that we added between all of our buildings and some of the cameras at the parks, and they just wanted to let us know that they're there for us should we need anything else in the future.
Okay. And that is it. Okay. Item number 11, report of mayor and city council. We'll start with Councilmember Baranski.
Oh, shoot, yep. Can I go second? I was trying to find my notes. I'm sorry, I went too fast.
Everybody gets a chance.
Looking for my notes, hold on.
Okay.
I cannot find them. Okay, I cannot find them, so worst case scenario, I'll come around and do citizen participation at the end. So I have nothing to add at this point.
Okay. Councilmember Fletcher.
I just hope everyone had a happy holiday, and, yeah, that's about it. Not, sorry, I'm not loud. I want to say usually I'm too loud. But yeah, I just hope everyone had a happy holiday, and, I don't got much to add right now. So looking forward to the strategic meetings and whatnot, and being on the election, committee.
Thank you. We'll be seeing a lot of each other this month. Councilmember Shornack.
I just wanted to remind everybody, if they didn't see the Facebook post, that they are having, I believe it's Parks and Rec is on the 14th of February, is having like a family fun night. I was kind of surprised it was on that day. It looks very interesting. I'm kind of excited about it and seeing if we're going to take the grandkids or not. But also, I know that the Goodfellows are holding, I believe it's their meat auction coming up, so they're selling tickets for that. Yeah, the meat raffle. And I won't steal Laura's thunder because I know she wants to do that. So,
She's not Goodfellas.
no, I know she's not.
Oh.
I'm not going to talk about what she's going to talk about. Yeah, so.
March 7th is the meat
Yes,
raffle.
more things coming up for the residents and things to do, so. And everybody, again, just, I want to remind people, like a lot of the organizations that came today that are here to help in our community, I think that a lot of people have gotten away from, especially since COVID, have gotten away from being around their neighbors, getting to know their neighbors, and finding out what they can do maybe to help their neighbor. You might have a neighbor who is your same age, but they might have a bad back, and if you got a snow blower, not that we've had to use it this year thus far, but if they got a snow blower and you want to help them out, I mean, it's just always nice to be thinking about the other people who are out there, because I think in this world these days, unfortunately, people are very egocentric, and they only think about themselves for the most part and their immediate family. So I think if people started caring a little more about their fellow neighbor, the world might be a better place. So in Fraser, we're supposed to be a tight-knit community, so I'm hoping people will get out there and remember why a lot of us who have stayed in Fraser live here in the first place. And then the new people who are here will hopefully pick that up, and we can be that kind of community again, because I would like to see it personally. So
Thank you.
that's all I got.
Councilmember Perry.
Nothing at this time, just Happy New Year, everyone.
Okay. I don't have much tonight. I'm having run out of gas here because of this cold. So I will just say I hope everyone had a good holiday and didn't get whatever's going around right now. And if you do, wash your hands. And and I look forward to the strategic planning session for next week. I think it's a great start for the year. And see you next week. I will. And now, Councilmember Higgins.
I'm going to go on for a while, so not too long, hopefully. But there are a few things I want to talk about. Over the holidays, I met with community advocates from CARE of Southeastern Michigan. For those who aren't familiar with CARE, it's a community organization that is a leading voice in substance use prevention and recovery services in Southeast Michigan. And they are becoming increasingly concerned about the prevalence of unregulated herbal substances in our gas stations and our party stores, in the community generally. They do environmental scans, and they actually partner with Fraser Public Schools. They have a community action team, and they go in and they take pictures of what is on store shelves. Pretty innocuous, if you're a business owner, seeing, people seeing what you're selling is not the end of the world. You should want to advertise your products. Unfortunately, a lot of these substances are, like I said, they're unregulated. They are kind of sold as both like mood enhancers, but also supplements. The particular one they're concerned about right now is kratom, and a synthetic derivative of kratom called 7-OH has a potent and opioid-like compound found in trace amounts, but is now being produced synthetically and added in high concentrations to these unregulated products. Their issue, and the issue they pointed out, is that there's no legal ID requirements, there's no age requirements at point of sale for these products. And there is a House bill right now, 4969, that would also impose a licensing requirement through Laura. So there would be age verification, there would be an ID requirement, and there would be a license. But because, we're heading into an election year, the likelihood of that passing this year, they think, probably locally, there might be some sense in looking at what we can do as a municipality to institute ID and age requirements at least, because this product is on store shelves here in Fraser. I think they gave me a whole list, 6 or 7 stores that sell these Kratom products and Kratom derivatives like 7-OH, and anybody can buy them without an ID requirement. Second, I just wanted to address some concerns I've heard from Fraser residents. One at our last meeting about a traffic stop back on December 7th last year that resulted in a driver being and their passenger being taken into custody by Customs Border Patrol. And I talked to our director about this, so let me know if I think it's all been publicly reported on now. So our public safety officers, they're not just cops, they're police, fire, they're EMTs. What they're not is immigration enforcement. And my assumption and my hope is that they have no desire to take on that additional responsibility. On December 7th, one of our officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle that was traveling south on Groesbeck because it was traveling 12 miles under the speed limit in the far left lane, in the fast lane, with its brights on and a headlight out. The driver of the vehicle, Santiago Perez, only had a Venezuelan passport on him for ID. My understanding is that our officers don't have the ability to run passport numbers. And only because of that reason, our officer reached out to Customs and Border Patrol to make sure his ID was legitimate, because they can't tell. They can't tell a Venezuelan passport. This is something our officers, I've heard, have done before with another Venezuelan national that they stopped in November. They had been able to confirm his ID then and were able to, issue a citation and move on with keeping Fraser safe and enforcing traffic laws. In this instance, however, the Customs and Border Patrol officer on duty insisted on coming out himself to the traffic stop, even after he was able to confirm Santiago's ID was genuine. What's more, the Customs and Border Patrol officer not only confirmed Santiago and his passenger, his mom, who were who they said they were, but also confirmed they had entered the country legally. They had just overstayed their visa, and they had applied for asylum, given conditions in Venezuela, which I think we're all aware about, heavy economic sanctions from our country, economic mismanagement internally. The Customs and Border Patrol officer confirmed Santiago and his mom both had court dates. That is, they were trying to work legally through the system of our laws and asylum process we have to remain here legally. Santiago and his mom made a major mistake, letting him drive legally while his mom had a fully valid Michigan driver's license. We could have avoided this whole situation had that not been the case. License requirements are in place to keep our community safe. I believe you need a license to drive a car. Sovereign citizens, you don't really have an audience here. Well, you do if you want to come talk. Please don't. The rules of the road and license requirements exist for a reason. And I think our officers, when I watched the footage, I went and watched it for myself. It did seem like it was just a valid traffic stop. They were just trying to do their jobs to keep our community safe. Santiago shouldn't have been driving. But I am very alarmed how this incident played out the minute Customs and Border Patrol got involved. As I said, I watched the footage, and you can hear our officers were confused. They're asking the Customs and Border Patrol officer multiple times, they have court cases, so you're coming and taking them? Like they were confused. And the Customs and Border Patrol officer insisted that he had no choice, that his supervisor was making him. They normally, with having a court date, you normally have the ability to remain so long as you adhere to your court dates and don't have any warrants out for their arrest. At one point, our officers even told Evelyn and Santiago through Google Translate, they were working pretty hard to try to communicate with a language barrier, that if they were able to let them go and issue a citation, they would have to switch seats because only Evelyn had a valid Michigan license. So I watched the video with a very critical eye. I don't think our officers were intending to do anything more than enforce our traffic laws. But the CPB officer who arrived told our officers, they had to take them because it was supervisor. Not only that, responding to our officers' questions, the Customs Border Patrol officer made comments about leftist courts responding with naked political rhetoric while wearing a federal uniform. That he claimed these leftist courts have been overruled. And that's a five-alarm fire, language to hear from a uniformed federal official, in my opinion. Sorry. But I think back to last September when we were all sitting, we were all sitting here and the whole country saw a podcaster and political provocateur murdered, right? Just because somebody disagreed with his opinion. And it felt very heavy then, and it feels very heavy now. Mr. Mayor, you said that yesterday was probably, in September, it was the most divided you felt our country had been since the 60s. And I think the killing we saw yesterday of Renee Good, a mother of three, an American citizen, is also very, very upsetting and a real kind of Kent State moment. So I'll wrap up my comments then.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now we will turn it to the audience for citizen participation. Who would like to come up and speak tonight?
Good evening. My name is Omar. I am a resident of Detroit, but I am an advocate for Santiago. Here I have a written letter from Santiago. He wrote it in Spanish from the detention center, and I translated it myself. This is what Santiago had written for you guys to hear. It says, "Today, for the first time, I wrote this letter to express my emotions and thoughts with respect to my case and my mother's. On December 7th, I was detained alongside my mother for the reason of driving under the speed limit. That is what the officer wrote. I was attending my baseball practice. My mom was with me. When we were leaving to go home, my mother asked me to drive since she was not feeling good. Since that night, we have been denied liberty. The officer that night didn't let me explain why I was driving and immediately wrote a ticket, and apart from that, he informed us that Customs and Border Patrol was on their way for us, even though my mother and I have pending asylum cases. He never took that into consideration. My mother came through the proper channels and has proper documents, and while we wait for legal status in this country. My mom has a driver's license, a social security card, an ID, and a work permit. Since we've been here, she has dedicated herself to working and paying taxes. Myself, I was awaiting for my work permit while my asylum case is pending. I know now that it is approved, and I was just awaiting for the physical card. At this moment, my mother and I are detained in Dilley, Texas, far away from our family, my friends, my school, and my baseball team. My mother and I aren't criminals and not a threat to this country. We also want to take this time to ask for forgiveness for not complying with these traffic laws and promise to never let that happen again. We just want the opportunity to continue our lives in this country and overall with my education and maybe to one day get a job playing baseball. My mother and I will continue to await for our liberation. My name is Omar. I am a resident of Detroit. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served 6 years in the United States Army Reserves. I've been advocating for this kid since day one, since the day it happened. On December 7th at 11 o'clock p.m., I received a phone call from his aunt saying that him and his mother were detained. Immediately following that, I notified people, I notified the teacher, I notified legal counsel, and tried getting everything together. His case is a very unique one, and it maybe even resemble one of Kilmar Albrego Garcia, where he was taken he was taken out of state lines, and immigration is lying about the time and everything about it. Immigration is claiming that he left state lines at 8 in the morning, but we know that that was a lie through public record. He was taken out of the state at 3:30 through a flight through, I believe it was American Airlines. We had habeas petitions filed for him at 2:04 p.m. Therefore, his case should have stayed in Michigan. Him and his mother should have been in Michigan awaiting for whatever court dates come next after that. Well, now we are fighting this in federal court because immigration enforcement is lying about the times of when they took him, or when they took them out of the state, right? So now this kid and his mother have been in detention in Dilley, Texas for over a month now. He has missed a lot. He's missed his schools. He's missed holiday. He had to spend Christmas and New Year's in a detention center. Like, it's a child. He should have been unwrapping Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but instead he was in a federal detention center in Dilley, Texas. What is happening in this country is totally unjust, and it's happening to a lot of people who look like me. And, my parents were immigrants too. And, we did the proper procedures, and my parents are now U.S. citizens. I served in the Army for this country. I dedicated my life to this country, and I will do so again if I have to. But people like me are not giving the proper justice or procedures just for looking like me, Like, this is totally immoral. And I'm not blaming your officers. I don't think your officers were doing anything wrong. I think your officers did what they had to do, right? Impeding traffic and, but they should not be performing Immigration and Customs Enforcement's job. They already have 3 jobs. Are they not the EMS, and are they not fire department, and are they not also police officers, right? With that being said, I think you guys as city council members and mayor should, speak out a little bit more about this and at least try to advocate to get this kid released as soon as possible.
Thank you very much for your comments. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Kristen Shuttle. I am a English as a second language teacher at Western High School in Detroit, and I am Santiago's teacher, so I'm also going to speak a little bit about Santiago. He was in my 11th grade newcomer English class. So basically I teach newcomer English, so all of my classes have students who have been in the country for 3 years or less. He was he's still on my roster, so he's still in my 6th-hour English class. And yeah, when I found out that he had been detained, I was devastated, not only because he's a great kid and I love him and I want him in my class, but also because I had 2 other students who were detained by ICE a few weeks prior, and another student from his very same class. So it's just really crazy. And I do not think that the police officer here was acting maliciously at all. I think he did what he knew he had to do. He had to verify an ID. That's fine. I do think what Customs and Border Patrol, what that officer did was completely out of line. And I just want to take a minute to talk about Santiago and talk about the effects that his arrest has had on my classroom and our community. Santiago is a great kid. Like Omar had said, he loves baseball. He was in this neighborhood because he was at baseball practice, and he was leaving baseball practice. He plays baseball all year round. He is an athlete. He wants to continue to be an athlete after school, after he graduates. He is very funny. He's outgoing. He's a real character. In my class, he's kind of like I wouldn't say class clown, but kind of like a life of the party kind of guy. Because he plays sports with a bunch of kids who know English well, he picks up these catchphrases. So even though his English isn't great, he'll drop a catchphrase. Like one of his favorite ones is, "Miss, take it easy." So I'm telling him, do this. I mean, he's an A student, but you still got to say, do your work. So he'll say, "Take it easy, miss." And yeah, so I miss that in my class, and his classmates miss him. His best friend used to sit next to him every day, and now his best friend sits next to me. He sits at my desk with his work, and he does his work silently except to ask me questions. Have you talked to Santiago today? Do you know what's going on with his case? Do you have any updates? Telling me about his personal case, too. It's really changed to an environment of fear. There's also, especially considering that Santiago makes the 4th student from my high school in ICE custody at the moment. A lot of our students stopped coming to school. So attendance has dropped greatly. I'd say maybe even 25%. I've probably lost 25% since Santiago stopped coming, or since he was detained and is no longer there, because students are scared and their parents are afraid to take them to school, and students don't want to leave the house. They can't. So, yeah, that was, a small action on the part of the police officer, but it's had huge consequences. It's not only affected Santiago and his mother and Santiago's stepdad, who wanted to come, but he was too afraid. He wanted to come tonight to speak or to be represented, but he was too afraid. And Santiago's girlfriend also wanted to come too, but she didn't feel comfortable. So not only the immediate people who have relationships with them, not only their friends, not only teammates, but other students in the community, because it's just another. And yeah. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you for your time, everybody.
Thank you for your time. Thanks. Come on up.
Hello once again. You know my name, it's Luxio Onyx, and I live at 16891 General Fraser. Hey, how you doing to the White Council? Let me ask you something. Do black and brown people matter to you? Especially at Fraser Public School, do you want the same thing to be happening in Fraser schools? Do you want the same thing to be happening in Emerson and Salk? I want black and brown kids to feel safe here. Everybody knows that Fraser is a white supremacist town. That's what people view it as. People call this town Crackerville, by the way, just so everyone's aware. Like, black and brown people do not feel safe in this town, because why is it that a black family will move in on my street and then they'll have to move out days later? This is the problem. ICE is the problem. I really want you guys to cut ties with ICE. Hey, maybe that would save you guys lots of money, since we're having a money struggle here. I'm speaking with passion from my heart. I have empathy, not just for white people, but for everyone. And I thank you, George, for being like the only human on this council to speak up and say something. It really does matter. It matters so much. And I finally don't feel like crazy and insane that other people feel this way. You know, ICE is dangerous. You will see cruelty. You will see them destroy property, and you will see them not care. Because they don't. I've seen countless videos. They don't care even if you're white. They don't care even if you're a citizen. They don't care. They're given full impunity. They can do whatever they want. And that is dangerous. That is not what you think it is. They won't save you, especially if they don't care. Also, it has been seen that basic predators are just getting dressed up. There's also sex traffickers that are doing this, because anybody can dress up and claim that they're ICE. And also in Chicago, a man has found out that lots of ICE agents are actually ex-Israeli Defense Forces. Ex-Israeli Defense Forces are also a part of ICE. So please keep all of this in mind. It really is that bad. Please cut all ties with ICE and make Fraser a safe place for black and brown people and children, so everybody can go to school and be fine and not have to worry about being deported, especially in a Home Depot or Walmart or Lowe's parking lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak tonight?
Good evening. I didn't plan on talking, but yeah, things got a little crazy. Dwayne Foster, 16132 on Windham. I'm sort of a newer Fraser resident, retired from the military, moved back here after 21 years. Omar, thank you for your service. So I took a couple notes. Is this the first council meeting with the new members?
Second.
Second, okay. So some of the things that were said from Councilman Higgins, he said he was alarmed that federal enforcement was taking place. He was alarmed that federal enforcement was taking place. Fraser did what they thought they were supposed to do. They called the supervisor, or they called ICE to come in because they had a question that they didn't know about. That is a proper procedure, I would imagine. I don't have the answer. I'm going to find the answer. The answer came. The individuals that were detained didn't like the answer. But the point I'm trying to make is that here we are in the second city council meeting with new city council members, and we already have what's supposed to be a nonpartisan position bringing up things like immigration enforcement, federal law. This is a city council meeting, city council, all right? So federal law enforcement is going to take place. It is not easy to look at. It's not, right? It doesn't pass the eye test. Oh, hey, I see a family get split up. I see somebody getting pulled out of a car. But at the end of the day, what does the law say? Okay? And the vast majority of all of this stuff that is happening is lawful, has been proven in court. Okay. So, the individual that was pulled over, they knew they did something wrong as far as the law was concerned, right? But they had no remorse for overstaying the visa. A little suspect. And then, yeah, back to just the fact that we have a city council meeting and the second city council member in the second city council meeting, and we have, I don't know if this is a regular attendance, the theatrics with the emphatic, performances, if you will. It's just a little concerning, that's all, as a citizen concerned. Thanks.
Thank you for your thoughts. Appreciate it. Anyone else like to speak? Lexia? Okay.
Laura Lessig, 15201 Fairview. And as far as what's going on in the city, I just want to mention a few of our meetings that are coming up. The next Beautification Club meeting, they meet every 2 months. So the next one is Monday, the January 12th, so this is coming Monday, at 6:30 at Ramshorn. So everyone's invited to come talk about what this group and what we can do as residents to clean up and make our city look great. The next Fraser First Booster Club meeting is Wednesday, January 21st at 6:30 at Hanover Grove Cooperative. We'll be knee-deep in finishing up the plans for the Blue Jean Ball, thank you, Patrice, which is happening on February 7th, a Saturday at 5 o'clock. The doors open. It's $55 a ticket. You get food, dancing, open bar, raffles, 50/50, and more. We're going to have some new things happening. So please come to the dance, as well as we have sponsorships available, and we're always taking donations for the raffles. I want to give a shout out to our platinum sponsors we have so far, which is a $1,000 donation, is Hanover Grove, as well as the Pollinator Project. So please get your tickets on FraserFirst.com. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilmember Shornack, second by Councilmember Higgins to adjourn the meeting at 8:55 p.m. All in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.